Hey there, this is Driven Angel, and I've always wanted to do this. I normally do videos about my upcoming bariatric surgery and my journey, my weight loss journey. Well, during my weight loss journey, I have discovered that eggs are so easy to eat and they're such a great form of protein. So I got better at boiling eggs. Before, I wasn't that great at boiling eggs, and I would always rely on my sister to boil them or somebody else. I know, right? I know what you're thinking. Who can't boil eggs? Well, I couldn't, but I can now. But anyway, boiling eggs is a tedious little job if you don't know what you're doing. So what I wanted to do was to show you my technique for boiling eggs and how I've mastered it. Now, right here, I will show you my hot water coming to a boil there. And I have my eggs. I have me a little plate right here that I'm gonna put my shells in. And then I have a place to put my eggs when I'm done. So, I wanted to share how I do that. So what you do is you get the water, you put it in the pan like you saw, halfway full, a little over half, depending on how many eggs you have. I have 18 in this dozen right here, not a dozen. Normally it's a dozen eggs. I have 18 here, this package of 18. And my water I put my water on and it's now coming to a boil, and I'm going to put all my eggs in. So I've had my eggs setting out at room temp. They're not room temperature yet, but I've had them kind of getting warmer because I just got them out of the refrigerator about 15-20 minutes ago. So I take a spoon like this because you can get them in there quicker if you do this. And I'm gonna put them in the water gently so I don't bust them. Sometimes they crack as soon as they hit the boiling water, but it's okay. Promise. It's still gonna be good. I am putting them in 2 at a time into the boiling water. And I'm trying to do this quick as I can because it'll be easier to time when to get them out. Okay, this little spoon is really handy. So I'm in there. And I would put that on medium heat. I wouldn't put it on high heat to get that boil. You want it to come to a boil. You don't want it to be boiling right off the bat. That could be bad. Probably wouldn't be good for the eggs. Okay, last 2. Okay, got the hard part done, I think. Okay, I'll show you the eggs. All right, eggs are in there, and one of them cracked. Probably can't see it for the steam, but one did. That's okay, it's gonna cook, and that's okay. So, I have to set my timer. I've just put them in there. And I want to set it for, I usually count 12 minutes. Just put them in, and my time here, it's 8:43, about 12 minutes. But since the last egg didn't get in, the timer might be off. So you want to make sure you get all eggs cooked evenly. So really, I'd say 15 minutes for good measure. So at a minimum, if you say you only had half dozen eggs, 6 eggs, I'd say 12 minutes. But some people cook their eggs for 20 minutes. I really don't, for me, don't want to cook my eggs for 20 minutes. But they always come out perfect. So I just count 12 minutes and then 12 to 15 minutes, really. 12 to 15 minutes. Okay. So I gotta look at my time. So that was 43, 53, 54, 55, 53s. Wait a minute. 43, 53, there's 10 minutes. 54, 55, there's 12 minutes. 56, 57, 58. That would be 15 minutes. So for my clock, I'm looking at a digital clock. That would be when this gets to 58. So I'm gonna stop this recording, and actually, you know what? I might not have to stop this recording. What I can do is talk a little bit about my diet and what's going on with me while we're waiting. Then you can see the whole process. I haven't quite figured out how to break these videos. If I break it, I don't know if I can, like, I could probably cut it, like edit it and then add. I might be able to do that. I just don't want you to miss the good stuff. So while I'm waiting here, I'm gonna go ahead and talk. Over the holidays here, I have found out some things. As far as my bariatric surgery goes, I probably won't get my surgery until about February. My doctor is on vacation, and so I go this weekend. I go to get my A1C checked. That's a test. And then January 18th, which if you're just tuning in, today is December 12th of 2022. On January 18th, I go to get my upper GI, which this is coming along pretty quick, actually. And once I get my upper GI done, then I will go for my final consultation, which will be January 30th. So on January 30th, my doctor will be back from vacation, and I'll have a final consult then. And then at that point, they will take all of the paperwork and send it to the insurance, which they're saying that it could take up to 2 weeks to get that back. So I'm figuring it's probably going to be the middle of February, maybe, or maybe into February by the time when they get me on the schedule. It could go quick, who knows. It just depends. I could get the insurance paperwork back in 2 days and then get me on the schedule on the 5th day. Who knows? You know, it just depends on how busy the schedule is. With him going on vacation, who knows? So, but that is my plan. Meanwhile, because I have mastered this new diet, this pre-op diet that I've been on since October, and I know that if I get off of it to eat Thanksgiving dinner like I did, gain 7 pounds, and then lose 8 pounds, I know I can get back on it, and I can do this, and I know it. That being said, where my weight is right now, I don't want my BMI to get too low, or they won't do the surgery. Meanwhile, during this holiday, I face challenges. With this being a life-changing event for me, the challenges are sugar for me. Some people it's other things, but for me it's sugar. This is Christmas. What do we eat at Christmas? We love to eat sugar. So, I definitely have struggled with that, but I'm doing it. I'm hanging in there. I've had a couple bites of some things here and there. I know this is bad to say, and I'm probably going to gross people out, but there's been times that I just took a bite. I just had to know. I just had to do it. I took a bite, but I didn't swallow. And I just spit it out. I went in there and spit it out. I just had to have it. So I told my husband, I said, you know, you got to limit what you bring in this house because it's really hard for me. But at the same time, I need to learn. I need to learn to accept this change. It has to happen. It will happen. But I think what really helps me is to tell myself, hey, I want to live. I want to live. I have chronic heart failure. I want to live. I want to have a long life. I don't want my life to be short, you know. And if you are like me and you're personally struggling, I am right there with you. I'm struggling too. But you just have to tell yourself you want to live. You have to really put yourself in check and look at the reality of this. It helps when you can actually look at your patient chart, what your doctor has, what you have on your chart. Like, some people have like a patient portal you can go to, and I look at my patient portal. I can go in there anytime and I look at my chart. And I see my chart, and I look at the pattern too. I see where, you know, each year in the last 15 years, how my health went down, how badly it went down through that time. And I look at that, you know, and I'm thinking, oh my, this is going fast. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. I'm not going to let it happen. No. So, as bad as I hate to say this, I have to look at sugar like it's the enemy as much as I love it. I have done some things to help compensate. I will show you one thing that I do. I'm actually right here to do it. I love it, and I mentioned it too in my other videos. Hang on. This is like my best friend right here. It's probably hard to see because of the camera is like gonna do it backwards. It's gonna have it backwards, but that is chocolate fudge, and if you can see that backwards, it's sugar-free. It's my favorite thing right there. I love it. It's so good. You can make that with skim milk too. I love it. It's a lifesaver. If I need a chocolate fix, I know I can get it right there. And the dietitian actually endorses that as well. And anything that I have shared in my videos, and if you are not a subscriber and you're interested in learning more about what I've learned from the dietitians at the hospital, you are more than welcome to follow me. Hit that button down there and become a subscriber and learn as we go. I'm just sharing my weight loss journey, and it's always good to help another person out who has, especially someone who has questions or someone who struggles just like yourself. It's kind of like the song "We Are Family." It don't matter what color you are. We are family, and we have to stick together because it's all about living here, and we want to live, right? So, I am definitely in the market to live. So, anyway, back on my boiled egg subject. While I'm waiting, I've got about 4 more minutes, and my boiled eggs will be moving along. And I'll show you what I'm doing too. Okay, hold on, so I can get it. So, see, there's one cracked one, and that's okay. I kind of move them around a little bit. Yep. Ignore my cabinet. I got you right here on the countertop. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing, is kind of stirring them up. Make sure they're cooked evenly. My plan is to, when the eggs are done and the time is up, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the kettle over to the sink and I'm gonna drain this boiling water out, and I'm gonna cool these eggs down with cold water. I'm gonna cool them down and let the eggs start getting a cooler temperature. And I'll wait a few minutes, empty that water out, and then run some more cold water in there until the eggs are cool to touch. When I know that they're cool to touch and I've got them good and cooled off, then they'll be ready. They'll be ready to take the shells off. I have a trick to get these shells off too, that I found is very helpful. Yeah, I've got a couple more minutes. But yeah, I have a trick to do it. Once that shell gets cracked, you just dip it in that water and let that water get down in there, and it'll just help to assist to get that shell right off, and the shell just comes right off. So it's very helpful. So that's my plan. So while I'm waiting, I have a few more minutes. I'm going to share something else with you. I don't want to lose too much weight before this surgery, and I know they'll put me on that liquid diet right before the surgery, so I'm allowing myself to have a couple of cheat days. Only a couple. Just a few. Enough to slow down the process of the weight loss. I feel that if I don't allow myself to have the cheat days, I will lose too much weight too fast. By the time it's time for surgery, I may lose it too fast, and I don't want to do that, because I feel like I know a lot of people think, well, why do you need the surgery? If you can lose weight by using the diet plan, then why do you need the surgery? I'll tell you why. You need the surgery because that surgery is a tool. When they do that surgery, especially if you get the sleeve, there's, and I don't know the name of it, you would have to look it up, honestly, because I cannot even, honestly, I can't pronounce it. It's medical. I'm not a doctor. But there's a thing in your stomach right here that causes you to crave, and they will cut that away. Now, some people start getting some cravings back after about 8 months or something down the road. Obviously, after you've lost tons of weight, which we all want. But that's actually is why you need to focus on being able to do this diet, because if you do get those cravings back, that's why people gain the weight back. And see, you want to be successful, you don't want to gain the weight back. So if you don't want to gain the weight back, you have to exercise and practice this now, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying not to drink water a half hour before I eat, which is difficult. That's a tough one. And a half hour after you eat, that's a really hard one. I'm still working on that, but I'm getting there. Eating slower. There's some things that I need work on myself, but they're, you know, when you go through the program, which I highly recommend, recommend going through a center of excellence a bariatric center of excellence, because if you go through a program like that, which luckily if your insurance approves it, or it can put you there like in the network, so it'll help you, that actually is the best deal right there, because you get a little extra help, a lot extra help actually, lots. It's so helpful. I can't stress how helpful it is. There's a support group right on Facebook. You can call them. They're at your beck and call. They're there for you, and you feel like you're a part of that family, and they will help you, and it's amazing, really. I am finding a lot of support with these ladies, and they will talk to me and tell me how they feel as well and what they're going through, and it's good to lift each other up and support each other with what's going on with each individual situation. It really is. Okay. Now, it's time. I'm going to take these off and see if I can face it on the sink or not. I don't know. Okay? Yeah. Get that cold water going. I'm going to empty this out. Getting a good steam on my face and my skin. It'll open those pores right up. If you have sinus issues, clear your sinus right up. Okay, here we go. Still feels warm, so just let it cool off for a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it again. Sometimes I have to do this like 2 or 3 times. What's important is getting those eggs cool before you take the shell off. Because I found that if you don't have them cool when you take the shell off, excuse me. Oh, my nose was like feeling like I was gonna sneeze. Got it. Anyway, if you don't take the shell off, if you take the shell off when the egg is warm and hot, right after you just took it off the burner, it may stick. That's what I found out. Because when I was doing it for the longest time, I kept messing up, and I would go to peel it, and the shell was sticking to the egg. And I was like, why am I doing this? What am I doing? You know? And it would peel the egg away. So that's why I'm here to show you this simple technique that I've learned. Because this all started with me wanting boiled eggs for breakfast, because 2 boiled eggs for breakfast is ideal. And it gives you the protein that you need too. So it's very helpful. Now I'm just trying to get them cool. Now I'll let them sit there a minute. But I was eating, and that's why I'm still doing it. I'm on that kick right now where I'm eating 2 boiled eggs for breakfast and a half a cup of fruit, which is on my diet plan that the hospital gave me, the dietitian gave me. And I will have that, and I will have the 2 boiled eggs, a half cup of fruit, and a cup of skim milk. Only, I have a sweet tooth, so, and I've said this in all my videos and I'll say it again, it's not just plain old skim milk, because when you look at that in the cart, when you look at skim milk or you taste it out of the jug, just kind of watery. It's not appealing at all, really. So I got organic in the carton. So organic in the carton is kind of a sweet taste, and it's a little thicker, tastes better, looks better, everything better. So I love it. So what I do is I add flavoring. This one's hazelnut. Yeah. And it's sugar-free. So I use that. I'll take a squirt of that and put it in there, and then put a couple of packs of Sweet and Low in there. Sweetens it up, and it's like a little sweet taste thing for me. It's like a little sweet shake or something for me. So it's great. Winter, winter chicken dinner. The peanut butter flavor is really good too. It's hard to find, but it is good. I did the peanut butter flavor. Okay, these are almost ready. They're almost cool to touch. I think I'm going to do one more time with cold water before I start to fill, because I want to make sure that it's good and chilled. I suppose if you wanted to do this and put ice cubes in there, something like that, to cool them quick, you probably could do that, but I just do it with cold water. Just let it soak in it for a few minutes, and after that it's good. Then you're ready to kill. Right now I think this one right here would be perfect. Now when you run that last kettle full of water in those eggs, you want to kind of fill it up, you know, 3/4 of the pan, because you want that water, and I'll tell you why. Because you're going to use that water to rinse your egg off with, and when you're getting that shell off, when you're getting the shell off, what is that doing now? Well, that's not cool. There it goes. It's dripping, and I don't know why. Kind of looks like we might have a strip gear right here. I'll have to show that to my husband. Trying to get it to shut off, and it's not. It's the first time I've seen it do that. Yep, I'm going to have to show that to hubby. I'll go ahead and finish this. Okay, I got this. One moment. So you can see what I'm doing. Kind of see the eggs in the pan. Okay. Now, almost broke my nail. Can't have that. Already broke one nail today. Alright, so here goes. Now you get to see this little task. can just get a little bit of it off. You can see that I'm able to peel part of it off. Now, here's my trick. Put it down there. You just set it in the water for a minute. And when you set it down in there, you can see a couple bubbles come in there. Yep, I've seen bubbles when I put it back too. See how that just peels? It's just peeling. Just be real gentle. Look at that. It's just peeling off gently. See, there's a skin there it's like a film skin that's there on that shell. You have to get past that skin. Once you do that, it just comes right off. Look. Here's your egg. So you got little shell pieces on there still, so this is what this is for. You don't have to worry about the shell pieces staying on there because they all go to the bottom of the pan. So now your egg is rinsed, free, and ready to put in the container. Aha. Next, that's how you do it. Do a few more. I eat 2 of these a day, or 2 of these in the morning for breakfast. But my husband loves them too, so I'll get the 18 pack. And with the 18 pack, and he gets 6 then, so he can snack on them. And then I have my 2 for breakfast every morning. So, see, I just got right up underneath that skin. Look at that. See, look. And that just peeled right off. Ta-da, look. Now the cracked ones, sometimes when they crack, when I put them in there, they mess up the egg a little bit, but still good egg. This is coming off good, but I'm still gonna soak it, so it just comes off a lot easier when I get it in there. Get that water down in there. And then here we go. Ta-da. Perfect egg. Ready for deviled eggs. Holidays are coming, guys. Ready to dazzle your guest with some yummy deviled eggs. All you do is mix that up. And you do. Hey, looky, look. Don't forget to sprinkle the paprika. I love my handy dandy drawer right there. It's always very handy. If I ever move from this house, I'm gonna miss that drawer. This is an old house that we live in. It's an old farmhouse. It's an old ranch style farmhouse. So, okay. I already peeled a little piece off, so let's make it easier for us. Okay. Da-da. So I think that I've done enough of them that you guys can see how easy this really is. Now, you can see I've got shells on my hand, so all I do is put it in here. And the shells will go right to the bottom. They'll go right to the bottom of the kettle. that up. Okay, well, I think I got everything done. Hang on a second, let me put you up there so you can see better. Okay. So I hope this helped you. So next time you do eggs, you'll realize it's really not that hard, not as hard as you thought. I learned the hard way after I peeled away half the egg. Yeah. But I was like, I mastered it because I was like, hey, I gotta have these eggs. Easy protein, very easy protein, really good for you. So yeah, it's great, and it's cheap too. Eggs are kind of expensive, but it's a cheap breakfast if you look at it. Definitely don't want to miss breakfast. It's light too, it's a light breakfast. My favorite fruit to eat, and dietitian says I should have it less often, but my favorite fruit to eat is green grapes with the 2 boiled eggs. I will take those green grapes and fill up the little half cup. I got those half cups from the Dollar Tree. I fill that up, and wait a minute, I almost got my husband's. Okay. I filled that up. I have those grapes. I'm snacking on those grapes in the morning. And the eggs. I don't put anything on the eggs, so I just eat them like that. They're actually pretty good. Someone told me to put salt in the water when you're boiling the water, and I have been doing that. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but my eggs are coming out great, so I've been doing it. I did forget to tell you that part. I put salt in here in the water. I don't know why, that I need to look that up, but I just did it because someone said you always put salt in there. I don't know if it helps with your eggs or what. They taste good. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up. I'm gonna stop this recording. I hope this helps you the next time you want to boil eggs. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button down in the corner. This is Driven Angel. I've mastered boiling eggs. Yes. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.